Wrestling Rocks, and, well, RoadBlock Results show. Excuse me. A lot happened within the time frame. A lot of matches that weren't even really told or put on a card that I know of, and I've been watching everything. First off, Kyle, what are your thoughts on RoadBlock?
Honestly, I mean, I think it was decent. Like, the matches were okay, but in general, I wasn't really happy with it. Honestly, I think it was a pointless thing to do. They could have literally done all that like on a Raw, and it would have been the same thing. I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of it, but it wasn't bad though.
Anything, stick out to you that you absolutely loved?
Well, the NXT match was actually a really great tag team match. I was actually very happy that the talent got to do that, got that opportunity to do it on like a WWE live event kind of thing. I was happy about that. The matches, like I said, were all definitely very good and that kind of thing, especially the world title match. So I was happy with that, but nothing really like stuck out that was amazing to me, honestly.
Nothing amazing, huh?
No, not to me, man.
Alright, so first match of the night is the Bootios match or the tag team title match. New Day versus the League of Nations, or Wade Barrett versus Sheamus. A scary thing did happen to Wade Barrett did have Kofi or Big E down for the 1-2-3. But the problem is, well, Xavier Woods interfered. So what am I getting at? Well, the scary thing is now, since that happened, you might see Wade Barrett Monday night and Sheamus go on saying, oh, we had this one, there's no way we were going to lose this. Well, now it's looking like League of Nations versus the New Day at WrestleMania. And JD from New York 206, he said it, I saw a tweet from him and he said it best. It was a good match, but do I want to see it again?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't want to see it again because of the rumors that are going around, and that's one reason why I don't want to see it again is because of the rumor being that it's going to be Enzo and Cass versus the New Day, which I would love to see because they are going to be in Brooklyn for one of the match for one Monday Night Raw. If I'm not mistaken, the Brooklyn show, either the Brooklyn or Philadelphia show, is the go home show for Monday Night Raw for WrestleMania. So Kyle, New Day versus the League of Nations. Any take?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good match. It wasn't like great. It wasn't like I definitely think could have been better. But I mean, it was as good as you probably could have guessed it was. I definitely liked a lot of the moves. I liked a lot of the like tag team moves you saw too, even from League of Nations. I was actually surprised about because New Day has very good chemistry with each other. Been teaming for a while, so they have a lot of great moves. League of Nations did a lot of like teamwork moves kind of thing too. I was surprised about, so I liked that. There were some weird things though, like we talked about it before watching it. That Kofi like jumped off the top rope and like fell and almost he hurt himself. I don't know what happened there. You saw that, right?
Yeah, it didn't look right, but they made up for it to make it look like it was something. So
yeah, exactly.
So it wasn't as big of a deal as it could have been if he didn't make up for it. So I'm at this point we're both 1 for 1 in predictions, and again we did get some matches wrong. So the next match of the night is Jack Swagger versus Chris Jericho. Well, the one great thing that came from this is Chris Jericho, who is a Canadian, and if a lot of people do know, Canadians are very loyal to the people that are from Canada, and usually they'll get a big pop. Chris Jericho got a big pop, but he gets on the mic, and sure enough, he makes the crowd hate him. He's so good at that. Well, you can predict this one. There really wasn't anything crazy. It was a time filler. And people, if you're asking, well, why was Jack Swagger there? The other half of the roster is at a house show in the States. So Chris Jericho wins that match clean. And then the next match of the evening is, sure enough, the NXT Tag Team Championship, which in my opinion was the match of the night. Giving it that title. Dash and Dawson, absolutely great in the ring. The chemistry they have with Enzo and Cass me personally, I haven't seen this in my lifetime of wrestling. I didn't get to see the Dudley Boys and Hardy Boy Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian. I didn't get to see that. I wasn't into wrestling at the time. So this was the best chemistry I've seen with tag teams. Like, there was one instance where Enzo was going in for a tag. I want to say it was Dash that realized that he was going in, hops in the ring from outside of the ring, from ringside, and then does a shoulder tackle. It was great. The amount of chemistry they have, I love it. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Their chemistry was definitely noticed and definitely really nice to watch because you don't see that every day. There's a lot of time you see so many tag team matches coming out of New Day anybody on the main roster. You see that so much, and you really do not see the chemistry that like these guys have. They've had a feud that goes on for a while, a good amount of matches, and it's always great to see. I definitely agree. It was definitely match of the night. I was a little disappointed with the outcome, which I know you're going to get into. Dash and Dawson did win the match. Unfortunately, I mean, was it going to happen? Yes, most likely. I just want to see, something out of the blue happen where Enzo and Cass got to win. But it's okay. Like I said, still a great match. Definitely match of the night.
Yes, Reckless CBK says in the chat, this roadblock sucked ass. I can see where you're coming from with it, with it sucking as bad as it. It was very predictable, and that's where like Kyle said, it really killed it. It was the fact that it was very predictable. One thing I hated was the fact that Brock Lesnar versus the advertised Bray Wyatt. I did not know it was 2-on-1. I
don't think anyone.
I was told that it was from what I've seen, it was Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar, and Bray Wyatt didn't even wrestle in the match. He let Luke Harper get his ass whooped. So I get where you're coming from. I think the matches were good. I thought the NXT Tag Team Championship was without a doubt the best match of the night. But I also thought the WWE World Heavyweight Championship was a good match. The outcome isn't, of course, what I wanted, but I thought it was a good match. I think, out of the 4 major matches, I think the worst match of the night was without a doubt Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt. And Brock Lesnar is a main event star. But it was predictable. Any thoughts?
Yeah, that match definitely I was surprised about because, like you said, it was advertised to be Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt. Then you throw in where, oh no, it's going to be a handicap match. Bray Wyatt literally did nothing in the match. I think this match was definitely the biggest disappointment of the night. It could have been an amazing match. Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt. They do their thing. They could tear the house down. But instead, you have Luke Harper going in, doing some moves, doing some cool things, and then, of course, getting his ass beat by Brock Lesnar. He loses, and just Bray Wyatt just walks away. Like, I don't know why they did that. That was so pointless to do. At least advertise that it's okay, it's going to be a handicap match against, like, 2-on-1 against Brock Lesnar. Don't advertise one thing and then do it a whole nother way. That's ridiculous.
Here was one match that really did actually surprise me for tonight was Charlotte versus Natalya. I thought that was a pretty decent match, to be honest with you. I thought Natalya and Charlotte really went in and had wrestled great. I thought they both, I honestly think Natalya proved herself a little bit because Natalya has always been that, I'm kind of here type thing, and she's always been thrown to the side. I think her doing, wrestling as well as she did tonight against Charlotte, I think it put her back on the map. Now, the ending wasn't that good. The fact that, she pulls Charlotte back to the middle of the ring while she's in the sharpshooter and just lets go of it because she thinks Ric Flair is interfering, I thought that was, pretty bad. I mean, it kind of reminded me of the ending on Monday Night Raw between Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch on the on the draw because, it's just, I don't know. It wasn't it wasn't that good of an ending. I thought the ending could have been a lot better. I love the fact that Natalya, wouldn't let herself get in a figure 8. As and one thing I want to say was Byron Saxton said it was her uncle is Bret Hart. She went into this and asked him for tips for the figure 4, blah blah blah, and how to get out of it. So I thought that was the surprise match of the night. What was your surprise match?
Oh, well, yeah, I think I agree with you, honestly, though. That was definitely the surprise match because, like, we had 4 matches that we knew were on the card, and there's only, like, 3 extra ones, and, I mean, I did like to see another surprise match, in my opinion. It wasn't as good as Charlotte and Natalya, but Sami Zayn versus Stardust was definitely, I think it was a pretty good match. It wasn't amazing, but it was definitely good, and it was cool to see Sami Zayn getting, like, some action in the ring kind of thing, so people can, like, get used to him more on the main roster, because, I mean, it hasn't been, like, 100, like, set in stone that he's moved up, but, I mean, he's pretty much moved up, right?
boohoo. And I'm sorry to cut you off, Cole. I agree. I hope WrestleMania is a lot better than this, but it is. I don't know. I'm going to WrestleMania. Me, Kyle, and Chris are going to WrestleMania, and it is scary because if you look at the card, the only matches that really stick out for me personally is the Hell in a Cell, the Street Fight, and the IC title match. Everything else is just there. We're not going to get a match like we got tonight for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship out of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns can't. He doesn't produce that type of match. I haven't seen him produce that type of match yet. And Dean Ambrose came in today and proved that he could be a top guy. But as we spoke earlier, now Roman Reigns turning heel is out of the picture. The backup plan is out of the picture. We know what's going to happen now. But I hope WrestleMania is better. I'm not trying to overhype it, or get myself so excited to where I'm gonna think it's gonna be the best pay-per-view ever. But I will say that I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm more than likely gonna come out of it saying it was a good pay-per-view because I was there. Now, if I was watching it and it's bad, then I would be saying it's bad. That's where it could be. That's where my opinion could be bad on this. So that is what I'm probably going to come out of it saying it's good. But the main event, in my opinion, was pretty damn good. Triple H looked really well, fit. We even said it. God, when he got put in the sharpshooter in the figure 4, it looked like his veins were going to pop out of his arm. And we were going, ugh.
It was not a good sight to see.
Yeah, but I don't know. I honestly thought that match was really good. Whenever they got me with Dean Ambrose getting the 3 count but his foot being under the rope, I was like, "Oh, what? No, wait, time out. What happened?" Again, I thought it was a great match. Tell us in the chat what you think of tonight's pay-per-view. Your standout match, if there was a standout match. Sami Zayn going to be there. He goes off against Stardust. I don't know if The Rock will fight. No, there's a rumor that The Rock will not fight because he's filming for, what movie is it? It's he's shooting for a movie. I forgot what movie it is, but there's a rumor that he cannot wrestle because of insurance, and that the insurance and everything in that nature with The Rock and the fact that he could get hurt won't have. Honestly, I see The Rock Baywatch. Maybe Baywatch. He's filming Baywatch. So, but The Rock will more than likely be in Roman Reigns' corner. And there's also, I saw something the other day where there's a rumor going out that that The Rock might be doing a promo with Stone Cold. And, of course, everyone's like, oh, what does this mean for WrestleMania 33? And so, The Rock, I just don't think he's going to wrestle. Don't give your hopes up. I don't see him wrestling. If he does wrestle, there's really no one for him to wrestle. The only reason you see them really pushing The Rock right now is because they're trying to sell tickets. They can say all they want. They can say all they want that it's sold out, this and that. It's not sold out. You can go on the internet and look at it. It's not sold out at all. Fast and Furious 8, he is filming, and who won the main? Dean Ambrose won the main events. Or not Dean Ambrose, Triple H, excuse me. You're probably like, wait, what? Yes!
Don't even start saying that, man.
Triple H won. It was... Dean Ambrose did get a 3 count, but Dean Ambrose's foot was under the rope, so the referee did see it. Triple H won, I guess you could say clean with a pedigree. That was the end. But, Kyle, was there anything else that really stuck out during this pay-per-view? Or, well, this event. I wouldn't say pay-per-view.
I mean, I don't know if anything really stuck out, but, sorry, to go back to the main event match, I wasn't really, I don't love what they did, honestly. I was hoping so much that they were going to end up just, having Dean Ambrose win and then, going with the backup plan. I wanted to see that so bad, and it just... They didn't do it. I think it would have been better, honestly. People just like Dean a lot more and really want to see him. And it would have been a better thing, honestly. They could have done that, had him against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. It would have been great. They really should have done it. And I don't know why they won't. They even could have said what I said before. They could have had Roman Reigns go in and even be a heel. Come in like that. That would have been cool too, to have him and Dean have a rivalry. They could go back to their Shield times of bringing back past memories of that kind of thing. I think it would have been great, but Yeah, I was definitely disappointed by that match. I think it was a great match, but just the outcome I didn't like. The whole pay-per-view or live event, whatever you want to call it, I think was decent. Definitely disappointed with it. Definitely could have been a lot better. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah, the before you go, Murky, the only street fight that's being advertised is the match between Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. Other than that, I heard nothing about a street fight for tonight. I honestly thought there was only going to be 4 matches tonight. That's what I was, that's what they've been released. I didn't know that Natalya was wrestling tonight. And again, I thought Natalya had, without a doubt, the match, the surprise match. I thought she did great tonight. Her and Charlotte both. I will say, though, Dash and Dawson versus Enzo and Cass, that just shows that how good NXT is, and the tag team division is in NXT. Dean Ambrose didn't even try in this match, or Triple H, in my opinion. What do you think about that? That Dean Ambrose didn't even try.
I mean, I did like seeing a few moves that I didn't really like. No, Dean Ambrose had him. Like, he pulled out a figure four. I didn't expect that. He pulled out a sharpshooter. I didn't expect that either. He pulled out some moves. But yeah, I don't think they tried that hard. It could, like I said, it could have been an amazing match. This is a main event match for pay-per-view, live event, whatever they want to call it. It doesn't matter. It's a title match, and you should put your heart and soul into it, make it the best match possible. And it wasn't that. It was it could have been a mid-card match, if anything. Besides the people in it, it could have been a mid-card match. It wasn't a great match, and it could have been so much better, and that's my biggest disappointment with it.
Here's the thing, you and I never disagree when it comes to, like, match hype. I thought the match was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Now, I think it shows because you could tell that Dean Ambrose slowed down a lot from what he usually does. Let's be honest, Triple H he's not in the ring as much anymore. He's not in week-to-week wrestler anymore. He's more in, he's a COO of the company. So it's kind of like seeing, The Rock get in the ring, but The Rock only, he wrestled once a year. So, I mean, he's probably not in ring shape. And this match was probably to get him ready, for an hour-long match at WrestleMania 32. This one was a 30-minute match, and they were, advertising an hour or 3-hour event. So I think this was more of a get him in shape type thing to, kind of get what he should expect out of this. So I think that's what we got during this, and I can see where you're coming from with that he didn't even try, but I thought the match was pretty decent. I will tell you, I am not a casual fan. I am a hardcore fan. I don't know. I thought last week's Raw was okay. I thought that I don't think Roadblock was great. I don't. If I had to, on a scale of 1 to 10, but if I had to give it, I would give it a 5. It wasn't strong. The main event wasn't great, but I thought the matches were okay. I thought it was okay. Natty versus Charlotte was strong. The NXT Tag Team Championships was strong. The New Day versus League of Nations, Chris Jericho versus Jack Swagger, no. Brock Lesnar versus, I guess, the Wyatts was awful. I did not enjoy that at all. And what else? The Sami Zayn versus Stardust. It's like Stardust just puts over all of the NXT stars. He had to put over Neville, and he had his feud with Neville and Stephen Amell. And now he did this against Sami Zayn. But we also have to put into consideration that half the roster wasn't there. Half the roster was in another house show. So I give this a 5. I sound like H2O delirious. All right. I will be getting a new mic soon. So, Kyle, was there anything else? Anything else out of tonight you want to talk about?
Not really, like you said. Yeah, but my biggest issue with what you said too is that yes, you said the matches were pretty good. They were decent, and that's not a good thing though. It shouldn't be for a live event pay-per-view, whatever you want to really call this. It's just like that's not okay. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like main event matches. It should be A+ matches every single time, and it not being that is disappointing. It's not what it should be at all. It should be way better than that. There's no reason it should ever be like this at all. Like, it's ridiculous to me. I
You,
don't know. It's just like I said, I'm just so disappointed with it. It's just like it's not okay. Like you said, you liked it. Like WrestleMania will be good. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to be amazing. That's the problem.
that's WrestleMania, though. You have to. I look at this as a money maker. This is just to make money. I don't look at this at all as for anything other than for them to make money. WrestleMania should be great. WrestleMania should be that it's the pay per view of the year. It is the Super Bowl for wrestling. It should be the pay per view that you talk about for all year, and that's the only in feuds. This WrestleMania has the potential of being probably one of the worst WrestleManias in a very, very long time, if not the worst. At least Fastlane was better than this. I don't know. The outcome for the triple threat, the main event for Fastlane, it was a good match, ended too early. But yeah, I agree. WrestleMania should be the best pay-per-view of the year. Now, people in the chat, before we do go, what was your thoughts on tonight's Roadblock? Scale of 1 to 10, what was it? Triple H won tonight. Triple H won. Dean Ambrose did get a 3 count, but Dean Ambrose had his leg under the rope that got called, and Triple H won clean from a pedigree. Nothing to make the storyline continue. The storyline's over, and we're going to unfortunately see Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania 32. And again, me, Kyle, and Chris are going. You're hearing Kyle and Blake. We are going. So if you guys are listening to our after show and pre-show, our opinions we might go on and say it's great because we are going. 4.5, I could see that. 4.5, Kyle. Scale of 1 to 10. What do you look at? How are you looking at this?
I would give it a 4. I'd give it a 4. Like you said, the matches were good, but it was just it was just a big disappointment to me. I wasn't happy with it.
You're with Reckless on this?
Yeah, well, I mean, he gives it a half though. I give it just a 4. He's nicer to it than I am.
Yeah. If you guys keep being active in the chat, we'll continue with the show. Do you think John Cena will turn heel this year? John Cena turning heel, I think it's almost impossible. That might sound crazy. I think it's impossible for John Cena to turn heel. He's too much of the face. Even though his T-shirt sales are going down, I don't see John Cena turning heel. I think when he comes back, he's going to go after the United States Championship again. I think that's what he will do, and he'll do the open championship thing. But we're not going to see Cena for a while. And here is a story for you guys if you guys are Seth Rollins fans. Seth Rollins is back in the ring training. He's ahead of schedule, and he was supposed to miss 6 to 9 months. It's only been around 3 or 4. And he's back in the ring training and getting better. So, Reckless gives it a 4.5. I give it a 5. But Roman Reigns taking over for being a model for the kids. But here's the, Kyle, do you want to take that?
Yeah.
You want to take it?
No, I think you can. We can debate on it a little bit because there's Roman Reigns. I understand he's doing that, but I mean, we don't really need that, honestly. Even before when Cena was still here, Roman Reigns was still doing that, and you don't need to. Hey, he's not the kind of guy to do that. He's not. I know we need it kind of, but he's not the guy to do it. He's not the right pick for it at all.
You don't think so?
No, Roman Reigns being for that, why? I mean, no, at all. He's a way better heel, or even a guy who's just. Can be just in the middle kind of thing. Well, he's not face, he's not heel in the middle. I don't think he's good for that at all, honestly. I mean, he's doing a good job with it, yes, but he's not good for it.
Roman Reigns Roman Reigns he's awful. And here, I've said this for 2 or 3 shows now. Every great heel, or every great face, was heel at one point. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a heel. The Rock was a heel. John Cena was a heel. All great faces were heels at one point. Now, John Cena has just gotten to that point where he's, the kids love him, and he's getting to the Hulk Hogan. And Roman Reigns can't turn heel because of the fact that this was his last chance to be able to turn heel. If Dean Ambrose won this, you could have seen Roman Reigns turn heel, and, Dean Ambrose wins, and you have it where his nose is still messed up, and he returns the night after WrestleMania, and he basically turns on Dean Ambrose, doesn't congratulate him, gets selfish, saying that was my title. What are you doing? How dare you? This was the last chance, in my opinion, that you could have Roman Reigns turn heel, and I think they blew it tonight by having Triple H win the title. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I was. That's why, like I was saying, like my biggest disappointment was that they didn't go with the backup plan and give Dean Ambrose a chance, that kind of thing. That's what I was really hoping to see, and they didn't do it. I just think, like I said before, it's just it would have been a way better outcome than what they're going to be having now, leading up to WrestleMania, even after WrestleMania. That's just my opinion. I think honestly they could have done just so much better, and like you said, especially made Roman Reigns give him a heel turn, honestly, because like you said, your biggest point, every heel has been a face. That is the biggest point.
If Cena has a rivalry with Roman Reigns, do you think the WWE Universe will love Cena by the fact that a lot of people hate him? That's hard to even say because it depends on who's face and who's heel. If Roman Reigns, because you have to have a face and a heel, if you put them both together and they're both face, they're both going to get a lot of hate, and you're going to hear this is boring chants. You're going to get that. Now, let's say for some odd reason John Cena turns heel. The smart crowd will love John Cena. And you will hear the little kids boo him. Now, if Roman Reigns turns heel, you'll have Roman Reigns be cheered. It depends on who's heel in that situation. And Cena's loved by the kids, but not by the smart crowd. Because the smart crowd's tired of him. They want to see change. They want to see him turn heel. I think WrestleMania 33 might have more stuff and plans. I don't understand what you mean by that, but back to Stone Cold's comments. I think that Cena, it depends on who's heel. If Cena's heel, he'll get the pop. If Roman Reigns is heel, he'll get the pop.
Yeah, but like Cena going heel, that's not really like. I mean, I think people would love to see it, honestly, but it's like not really going to happen. If anything, it would be Roman being heel and Cena being face, like always. Unfortunately, I would love to see a change, but if that ever happened, it'd definitely be interesting. But yes, there's no way Cena would ever go heel. Honestly, I can't see it ever happening.
Well, his T-shirt sales and everything are going down, and that's because a lot of people are talking about, Cena could turn heel. That's the thing in WrestleMania 32. I think the big surprise for WrestleMania 32 was Shane McMahon returning, and I think that's what they're trying to get a lot of people excited about. Because other than that, you're looking at if everything is advertised as what they're promoting. You're going to see for the U.S. title, you're going to see Ryback versus Kalisto. IC title, you'll see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, or Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Neville in a triple threat match. Then you'll also see AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho because they are still pushing that feud. Tag team title depends on if Enzo and Cass move up before WrestleMania. If they don't, you're going to see League of Nations versus the New Day again, and you're probably going to see Sheamus and Wade Barrett, same tag team. Now, we already know the Divas is going to be, or the women are going to be a triple threat. We know that the Hell in a Cell and the Street Fight match, and we also know what the main event is. So, they're going to, yes, it's exciting to see it's exciting, not AJ Styles, but it's exciting to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, but I don't know. I think Shane McMahon will host SmackDown. What do you think what do you think about that? Shane McMahon comes back and takes over SmackDown.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't really be possible with how WrestleMania is going because, like, him coming back, I mean, taking over Raw, he has to win that match against Undertaker to take over Raw. So it doesn't really make sense where if he loses that, what are they? They're just going to give him SmackDown? That doesn't really make much sense, honestly.
No, here's the thing. If Shane loses, this is all for the hype. This is for something for the people to be excited about. If Shane does lose, or if Shane does win, then it's Vince basically throwing in the towel. Not throwing in the towel, but basically Vince saying, I don't want to, he's wanting to take it slow and chillax. Now, there has been a rumor that the brand could split again, but it makes no sense. I don't remember what article, and if it is from the Wrestling Observer, then it's 100% not true. The Wrestling Observer always says that stuff. So they've been saying the Enzo and Cass are going to debut for a month now, and it still hasn't happened. Today was basically their debut, but they haven't debuted on SmackDown or Raw. So what I'm trying to get at here is if crap, if the rumor is true that Triple H would take over SmackDown and all the NXT guys would move over, there would be no reason for that because that would defeat the purpose of NXT. So, and NXT right now is, well, in my opinion, the best thing they have going. If he loses, he might take over SmackDown and have SmackDown versus Raw. I don't see it. I do not see Shane losing and taking over SmackDown because Vince is in every single promo that Vince does and Shane and Stephanie does, they're basically saying that Shane is nothing to the family. That, he's a son of a bitch. He's out of the will. Stephanie hates him. Stuff like that. Are you good with the way the creative team is using Styles? Kyle, the floor is yours. Man. The question is from Stone Cold. Are you good with the way the creative team is using Styles? Kyle went off in our Monday night review. Kyle, take the floor.
To answer your question, Stone Cold, I absolutely hate what they're doing. It was okay before with the feud against Chris Jericho before. That was fine. That was great. Done over. Okay, let him go for a title or something like that. Oh no, wait, no. Okay, we're gonna make a tag team Y2AJ to accomplish really nothing, go up for the titles and then lose right after. Okay, that's fine. They go their separate ways or whatever they want to do. That's fine. No, what they do is have Chris Jericho beat down AJ to reignite a feud and have more matches. I absolutely hate that idea. It pisses me off. That's why you heard Blake when he said that he gave me the floor because I'm so passionate about this. I hate it. I've been following AJ Styles forever, and he finally made it here, and they're not using him right at all. He deserves to go up for the U.S. title, IC title, anything. Give him a chance. Don't put him in a tag team with Chris Jericho to do whatever they're doing there. Then Chris Jericho to beat him down, and now what? They're going to have another feud again? We're going to see Y2AJ or Y2J versus AJ4? There's no reason to do it. Let it go. Let AJ go do his own thing, build his career, go for a title, anything like that. Don't put him back in this scenario where we're just reliving what we already went through. I don't want to see it again. Nobody wants to see it again.
We got into this debate a couple Mondays ago. I agree and disagree with this. And the reason I agree and disagree is I agree with the fact that Chris Jericho putting over AJ was a great idea. I thought the Y2AJ thing was something just to pass time because remember, there was a lot of rumors that the Bullet Club was going to come up and Finn Balor was going to come up in the supposed feud with AJ Styles was AJ would be heel and Finn Balor would be face. And whatever the Bullet Club is would be behind Finn. So that would have been amazing. Mm-hmm. To answer your question, though, I'm not okay with this. I don't want to see Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles again. I don't. They've had 3 matches. 1 on Raw, 1 on SmackDown, and 1 at Fastlane. AJ won twice. There's nothing more that AJ needs to do against Chris Jericho. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove but the fact that Chris Jericho is mad with the fact that the fans are chanting AJ Styles. He did it at SmackDown. He did it at Monday Night Raw. It makes him look like a little bitch. Makes him look like a little girl that's not happy. That's exactly what it makes him look like. I'm not happy with the fact that this is what everything is going to, and the fact that I don't know. I don't like it. Styles versus Cena. Will Vince bury AJ? Kyle?
Well, I mean, Styles versus Cena. If that rivalry does go down, I think it'll definitely be interesting. I don't think Vince.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you here. Reckless. Talk to you later. Be sure to subscribe and be sure to listen to us on Monday with the Monday Night Review. We also do a show on Thursdays called The Next Big Thing. It's basically about NXT and all the other promotions like Lucha Underground and TNA. And continue with Stone Cold's question. Styles versus Cena, will Vince bury AJ?
Yeah, Styles versus Cena, I could definitely see it happening in the future. It would definitely be an amazing rivalry and a great match. I don't think Vince will bury AJ. I think if or when that does happen, that will be AJ's biggest push possible, him beating the face of the company. Even though Cena, whether he's a main eventer or not, he will still always be the face of the company. And AJ beating him will definitely push his career so far. It will be amazing for him, and there's no way he'll lose that. Vince will not bury AJ. He's going to run with this for a while. AJ is a huge pickup. They know that. Vince knows it. They have already talked about how his future character is going to be, so it would definitely work perfectly, especially for because he's going to be like an underdog kind of thing. So which he already is now, but he's going to be even more of an underdog. And yeah, it'll definitely be great.
He's going to be in a way like Daniel Bryan. He's not going to be like Daniel Bryan. Let's get this straight. He's not going to be the underdog like Daniel Bryan. They want him to be an underdog. Like Kyle said, they want him to be the underdog. If you actually go to Talk Is Jericho, he does an interview with AJ Styles. It's a great interview. I really recommend you guys going to listen to it. Mm-hmm. But AJ says that his character is supposed to be a heel and is supposed to be like the underdog and basically, the guy that's like, I'm here to prove myself and I'm going to fuck anyone up in the way. So AJ Styles versus Cena, if Vince is smart, he won't bury him. Do I think it's Vince McMahon? You don't ever know. I know Cena is kind of at that point where you can kind of tell he's, getting ready to pass the torch, which I think he was getting ready to pass the torch to Roman. But if everything keeps, going the way it is, it's not a smart move. If you don't know, AJ has a 1-year contract with a 2nd year optional. So, if they feud, Cena will lose a match because it's going to be a 2 or 3 match pay-per-view. It's going to be like Kevin Owens versus Cena. You're going to see Styles beat Cena. And if they're smart, they'll leave it at Styles beating Cena. If they are smart. Then again, it is the poster child of the company, John Cena. So, but that you have to look at it this way. That's a good 6 months away.
Mm-hmm.
If there is no more questions, we are probably about to head out. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook, facebook.com. Go to the search bar and type in Wrestling Rocks with a side of geek, twitter.com/Wrestling Rocks or at Wrestling Rocks. Be sure to tune in hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. WWE is posting a lot of CM Punk videos and Facebook teasing a return or not. No, CM Punk will not return. He's going to do his fight. I think, he has too much hate for the WWE to return. If he is to return, it wouldn't be on good terms because CM Punk has said way too much in negativity toward the WWE. Let him pass or fail or, let him win or lose at the UFC. But, he signed in for 2 years. I do not see CM Punk returning at all because CM Punk has made it very public that he is enjoying not being in it and he's burned out. Now, is that saying that CM Punk won't return? No, he could return. I just don't see it. There was a CM Punk chant tonight. But again, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, twitter.com/Wrestling Rocks, facebook.com/Wrestling Rocks with a side of geek. We will be live Monday with the Monday Night Raw review. Thursdays are the next big thing. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This was an amazing show. Thank you everyone that was in the comments. I love all of you. For Kyle, I'm Blake Carter. Until next time.